K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K Nation, get to know the new girl in town, but Manhattan isn't so new to her. How a connection to Fort Riley led Alexis Hess to join K-State women's basketball.
And this guy is not new to the Jayhawks, but he is in a new role. We'll tell you how Patrick Cassidy went from KU manager to earning a spot on the roster.
And get ready for the comeback. Daniel Highshaw had a scary injury on the field last season, but he's back for the Jayhawks. How he's seeing the field differently after all that time off. Welcome to K Nation. I'm Lainey Gerber.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. It's officially summertime, but from a sports perspective, you can't tell. We were loaded with content this week.
You can't tell. I can tell because I'm sweating way more than I was
said
before.
From a sports perspective.
That is part of it.
Okay.
Just more sweat.
You can tell by the weather.
There you go. Props to KU and K-State for keeping it busy, but we got to jump right into the biggest news of the week. Grady Dick's NBA draft outfit.
Maybe the NBA draft in general
Itself
was also big. The outfit was also big as well.
Yeah.
2 Jayhawks, 1 Wildcat heard their names called. With that outfit aside.
It distracted you a little bit there.
I can't focus with all this going on. Put aside the outfit, Grady hit the jackpot. He's a lottery pick going 13th overall to the Toronto Raptors. And he seemed pretty excited to head north, and he got a follow from Drake right away. Drake? And he says when he worked out with the Raptors before the draft, he already fell in love with the city.
I couldn't think of a better place for me to get drafted to. Just the city and the people combined is just amazing. I know what I can bring to a team. I just want to come in, perfect any role that I'm given. I'm perfectly fine with. It's just basketball at the end of the day. I just love to be on the court.
Interesting, I think, is the word I'm going to go with for the outfit. Hey, the 13th overall pick for Grady makes him the 13th lottery pick in the Bill Self era to come out of Kansas. Top 14 picks of that draft are considered lottery picks. That are teams that don't make the playoffs the previous season. And they had one last year, too. That was Ochai Agbaji.
Yeah. K-State also heard its name mentioned. Forward Keontae Johnson goes in the second round, 50th overall, to the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's the closest NBA team to Manhattan, just 290 miles. So Cats fans, about as good as you can get to see your guy. And sure, getting to OKC is extra special for Keontae because he actually grew up a fan of the Thunder.
Dream country. It was surreal. I used to be a fan when KD, Westbrook, James Harden, all those here. So growing up, I used to play with them on 2K. Then finally get drafted by them was just definitely crazy. So definitely a special moment.
And as you can see, he's going to wear number 18. 11 was already taken. Johnson is the first K-State draft pick since Wesley and Wundu in 2017.
And the Big 12 Player of the Year didn't wait long to follow. In fact, Keontae taken at 50, Jalen at 51. Back-to-back K-Nation picks, we're going to call it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to stay in New York, drafted by the Brooklyn Nets. A little KU connection. Get this, he's going to play under head coach Jock Vaughn, who is also a Jayhawk. Vaughn played at KU from 93 to 97.
Jalen, he's a champion. He's won before, so he's seen what it takes. Being coached really hard, being coached well. So to bring him into a program like this, again, we're all going to be better because these 3 young men are part of us.
And Jalen is going to wear number 22 for the Nets.
And K-State point guard Marquise Noel didn't get his name called in the draft, but he was picked up almost immediately after by the Toronto Raptors on a 2-way deal. He'll be splitting his time between the Raptors and the team's G League affiliate. But now we have a Grady and Marquise connection in Toronto. They're already hanging out together, as you've probably seen on Instagram a lot. Toronto's already looking better with a little bit of Kansas in it. And maybe we'll have to be in Oklahoma City Nation, Brooklyn Nation, Toronto Nation soon.
We're going to do it all because we got these guys all over.
We've got space on this to add all those.
We could add below and above it for sure. Hey, we heard from coaches this week too, both Bill Self and Jerome Tang. They want to win championships, we know that, but they also take great pride in getting their guys to reach the ultimate goal of playing at the next level. Self was asked how the draft helps recruiting, and he puts it this way. For his guys to have the Jayhawk logo on the national stage, but he said you don't necessarily need that number 1 overall pick to show recruits. Well, there's different routes at Kansas to get to the league. So Grady was one and done. He was a lottery pick. Jalen, though, was a 4-year player at Kansas and eventually molded into an All-American.
Grady is a guy that had immediate success and was able to capitalize off of being here 1 year where Jay Will, he didn't have that. He didn't have that same footprint. He had to play to an All-American level. They're totally different. I'm extremely proud of both of them. It turned out to be a really good night for anybody that supports our program, and certainly that has supported those two.
Of course, we appreciate Bill Self hopping on a Zoom call while he's just trying to leave the arena. Another year, another draft for Bill Self, but it's the first go-around leading the program for K-State head coach Jerome Tang. We only got to speak with him before the draft, but his message on Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel is pretty clear. Do not sleep on these guys because they're going to give you everything that they've got.
I guarantee you that whoever calls his name will be a year from now being very thankful they picked him because he's just a terrific human being, an excellent basketball player. You don't need all 30 teams to love you, right? You just need one. Some teams going to bring him in, and if you give this kid a chance, I'm not going to bet against him. Excited for Marquise and his family, and there should be a movie done about this young fella.
Hey, I can tell you this, Lainey and I would definitely watch that movie.
Opening night, I'm there.
For sure. And if you want to watch these guys in action, well, check this out. Summer League schedule for you. Keontae and Oklahoma City are going to play on July 3rd. That's not far away at all.
No.
Brady and Marquise for Toronto on July 7th. And later that same day, Jalen and the Nets will take the court.
Ooh,
We're going to have to tune in.
Yeah, we are sad to see our guys go, but, we can't dwell too long. If I've learned anything from Bill Self, KU will be right back in the mix next year. Sure, K-State will be too. And we're going to have more guys who are going to the league that we will be sad to part with.
Oh, yeah, we'll be sad to part with them. We'll be cheering them on in the pros, and they're going to keep developing pros and probably developing championships.
Yeah.
Hey, we know this. KU and K-State players were back in Topeka this week. We love when they come and visit us or maybe visit Washburn. They were over at the Ichabod's basketball camp, giving back to some young hoopers, and we caught up with KU's new big man Hunter Dickinson and also returner Kevin McCullough. They both said that despite that big roster turnover, this group is going to be ready to roll when it comes time to be a contender in the Big 12 and in the country.
With this group, I don't think it'll take that long, honestly. I think we got a good mix of vets, but also some young guys with some good basketball IQ. So I've already seen, the growth from our team in that area.
I'm super excited for this year's team that we have and what we can do and what we hope to accomplish. So I'm super excited on my decision. I think I made the right one for me.
Naquan Tomlin and Cam Carter are prepared to show last year wasn't a fluke in Manhattan. The team continues to grow with some lofty expectations.
Win a national championship, that's the number one goal. And, we all as a team have the same common goal. I feel like you should just expect, especially from the returners, just a lot of growth from all of us, all around. Everybody's been getting better all around, and just unlocking new things into their game that's going to help us win.
Well, we've talked a lot about men's basketball. Let's talk a little bit about women's basketball.
Yeah.
Recruiting out-of-state athletes can be a little harder for coaches. You got to try to get familiar with them, even though they're not in the area and they might not know much about your area. But one K-State freshman from the East Coast has ties to Manhattan.
Yeah, Alexis Hess's mom was stationed at Fort Riley for 3 years, so she was able to give some pretty good advice to her daughter during recruitment.
It was a long process, long and hard. I feel like it's hard for everyone, all the phone calls and everything, but they showed a lot of love towards me.
At one point, Alexis Hess had 25 offers, some close to home in Pennsylvania. But a knee surgery her sophomore year caused a few to back out, not K-State.
I was really grateful for that. Not many schools have the head coach come out to see you and show that interest and love. It's usually the assistant coaches. So that really gave them the edge.
There was a time of recruiting that those players that had injuries kind of went on the back burner because we couldn't go out, you couldn't see them. So I think a lot of those schools on the front end then all of a sudden backed off. And so much of recruiting is timing, so much of recruiting is the right fit, need, all those things, and it was just a right fit and need for us.
Hess felt the love from the coaching staff, but she also had a piece of home already in Manhattan.
I go through my mom for everything. She's made so many sacrifices for me, so I tell her everything. So right away I told her, and she was so excited because she was stationed here for 3 years in aviation, so it was a big moment for her too.
Her mom loved Manhattan and told Alexis great things about it.
She just kept commenting on, oh, it's a really close community, really think that'd be a good area for my daughter to go to school.
It's like a Midwest thing. Everyone's just so nice here. I've enjoyed walking around the campus and being with my teammates.
All right, well, hey, don't go anywhere, folks. We're just getting started with the basketball talk here on K-Nation. Ryan Gilbert from 24/7 Sports and Go Power Cat. He's going to talk Wildcat hoops and more coming up.
But first, Patrick Cassidy is one of few athletes to walk onto the KU men's basketball team. How he went from manager to walk-on.
fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Dillon's, we invest in Kansas farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Mental health is about emotional health and brain health.
Healthy children and families, and a healthy Kansas.
Go to acmhck.org to find your local community mental health center.
Sports!
We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
Growing the market for Kansas-made E15 is a win-win for Kansans. What's E15? It's fuel with 15% ethanol compared to the usual 10% in regular unleaded. E15 is more affordable, has better performance, and runs cleaner than regular unleaded, meaning Kansas drivers can go further for less. From helping Kansas farm families by stabilizing grain prices, helping Kansas become more energy independent, and adding more than 4,000 jobs in Kansas, more of our money stays right here at home because of ethanol. Visit fueledbykansas.com to find a station near you.
Doughboys Pizzeria, now with 2 locations in Topeka. Serving fresh pizza with our signature sauce, award-winning wings, awesome appetizers and desserts, with outdoor dining and entertainment. Call or order online at doughboys.pizza.
When you download the Dillon's app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Dillon's app. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Well, Patrick Cassidy is a Columbus, Kansas native, and he was recently promoted from manager to walk-on with KU basketball.
So we talked with Cassidy and a couple leaders within Jayhawk basketball to find out how he earned a spot on the team and what it means to the lifelong Jayhawk.
Did you ever know you would be on the team?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Patrick Cassidy was willing to give up basketball in order to be a student at KU.
I just want to come to KU because I love it so much, and if I have to give up sports, that's fine.
Or so he thought.
I heard about the manager position. I was like, okay, maybe I could still be around basketball a little bit.
He served in that role for a few seasons before the injury-riddled Hawks needed an extra body last year.
About December-ish, when people really started going down, and that's when I really was like, okay, maybe I could actually make this dream reality.
He held his own enough to gain the courage to meet with Bill Self.
Yeah, I mean, my hands were sweating. I was sweating out my armpits. I had pit stains. I was freaking out because he was on a phone call because I went in there and I was like, hey, do you have time to talk for a little bit? And he was on a phone call. He's like, yeah, just a minute. So that made it worse.
He's now on the roster, a surreal reality for this Kansas kid.
I'd been talking to my parents. I was like, hey, I might be able to make this work. And then getting to call them after and saying like, hey, you know what, I made the team, and just them telling me how proud they were of me and stuff, that it meant the world.
He's huge for us. Last year he helped us a lot. We were down bodies, whether that was the managers are out, somebody sick, anything, he would step in and play, and he got some game too, so he's been helping us a lot.
He asked me if he could do it, and I actually think he's competitive enough that he can, do it.
And this Jayhawk is hoping young basketball players will be inspired by his story.
If you just keep putting your nose down, you keep grinding, then hopefully your dreams can turn to reality like mine did. But really just don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself ever.
And he did tell me, too, as he makes the transition from manager to a member of the team, he's still hanging out with the managers quite a bit. He said those guys are still some of his best friends in his life, so he's no big time him or anything like that.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
We'll stick around. Up next on K-Nation, K running back Daniel Highshaw is back after an injury knocked him out for most of the season. He tells us one-on-one why his recovery took so long and how he's keeping his field vision up.
Honey, what are you doing?
What? I just fixed the leaky chimney.
Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney. We fix leaky chimneys properly.
The heat is on and your plants need help. Here at the Jungle House, we offer a range of in-store to at-home services to help your plants thrive. You'll have a green thumb in no time. Find us at our new location, 6 East 7th Street, Lawrence, Kansas.
Hear that? It's edge of your seat.
He blows
pulls the body off the car. Entertainment at top speed. Camping World NHRA races where top drivers compete to be the best. But don't blink.
And who's got the horsepower? It is going to be Justin Ashley. A dazzling Top Fuel final.
You could miss it. It's the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor. August 11th through 13th at Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka. Every ticket's a pit pass and kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Golden Corral on Southwest Wanamaker Road has been locally owned since 1999. Come join us in our newly remodeled dining room with updated decor, a stone fireplace, and an enhanced buffet area. Breakfast served Saturdays and Sundays. Pickup orders and catering available. Golden Corral in Topeka is looking for great service-minded people to fill positions with advancement opportunities. Serious applicants can walk in to complete an application.
Come on in and join us
at Golden Corral.
Thank you, Northeast Kansas, for making our food drive a big success. The 27 News Storm Tracker is sponsored by Wilson Tire.
Do you have water damage from storms? Give Certified Fireplace and Chimney a call before the damage gets worse. We'll inspect your chimney inside and out. Then we'll make any necessary repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney today.
Welcome back to K-Nation. KU had a monster running back room last fall, but lost Daniel Highshaw to an injury early on.
Yeah, well, now he's back from injury, and I sat down with Highshaw this week to learn why he was off the field for so long and how he's kept his mind in the game. Coming off a hip injury, you previously had injured your other hip as well. Just how are you feeling now?
Like me.
Nice. How has your recovery been from this injury?
It's been good. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it was like a month it took me to get back running and all that. You know what I'm saying? I got hurt in October and I was practicing in December. But I didn't go to the bowl game, but I still wanted to just make sure like I can do all that stuff. And I still was. I was doing everything I was doing before.
Good. So what was everything in the meantime that was going on that kept you off the field for longer than just a month?
Basically, I dislocated my hip, just had surgery on it. And really, I was supposed to be not running or nothing for like 3-4 months. But I was running a month after, really like 3 weeks after.
How is that recovery different from the previous time you had injured your other hip?
Man, it wasn't different. I'd say the most different part of it was probably when I got hurt, I could feel it shifting around like before I had surgery, like because my bone was floating in there. And so like I think that was the biggest part. But like since it was both in my hips, like it was kind of almost like the same pain. You know what I'm saying? And the rehab wasn't too much different. The surgery I had the first time before, that was like a rare injury. So like the rehab was like kind of basic stuff because they was kind of seeing like what I need to do, because the doctor didn't see that in 30 years. He said I was the second person he ever seen do that. So yeah, but the dislocated hip, that's just the second week in, that's when everything just was like, I wouldn't say comfortable, but like I was comfortable with the pain all the way. And it wasn't like I was walking normal without the limp and all that stuff.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And before that happened, in that season, you had more than 260 yards already. You had 5 touchdowns on the ground alone. How are you kind of preparing this summer to have that same start this next season?
Same way we prepare every year, you know what I'm saying? But also, I'm trying to stay like more intentional on like the little things, like little muscles. Everybody can squat, bench, but it's like the eccentric stuff that you have to do to make sure your muscles maintain, and that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah, and the running backs at KU are pretty involved in the pass game as well. Just how has your practice kind of changed, or how does it revolve around that to help you get better in that area?
This coaching staff has put us in the best position to be at the next level. The passing routes and putting us in there and trying to make us do that, and like even in the meetings, like we're trying to learn receiver routes. Like they're not trying to make us just running backs, and that's just not just for us here. That's for the next level too. So I think they really put us in the best position to just be good at those type of things. But it's definitely helping me a lot. Wasn't expecting to be all the time to be split out wide or practicing that stuff, but we know we all can do it, so it's great.
And do you have a favorite spot to run on the field? Are you a seams guy? Are you a sideline guy? Do you not have a favorite spot?
No, it's just trying to run the ball, trying to score.
And how does your approach kind of change on 3rd and 4th down when you're called to be that guy?
You got to get it. So basically, it's got to be a quicker reaction than before. You can't just be sitting on your toes and all that. And maybe 1st, 2nd down, you might have seen a hole that you could try to get loose on, but 4th downs, 4th and 1, you don't need to get loose. You need to get in there. So. Yeah.
New Big 12 this year. Is there a game that you are kind of looking forward to, or a new opponent?
All of them. I'm trying to see all of them.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He wants to see all of them because he only saw 5 of them last year.
Well, I'm sure he's itching to get back out there on the field. I'm sure Jayhawk fans are excited to watch him.
Yeah, when you're off the field for so many games, every game, you're just excited to be there again.
Absolutely. And we're going to be excited for football season, too.
Definitely. All right, well, we still have more show to get to. We've got Go Power Cats Ryan Gilbert in studio. We'll talk how the new Big 12 affects hoops and how replacing Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel is going. That's right after the break.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Hi, this is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Speak on the glass on 3. 1, 2, Speak on the glass!
As the weather warms up and your to-do list grows, don't forget about your windshield.
Avoid costly replacements. Repair that chip before it's too late.
If you need a repair or an entire windshield replacement,
call Topeka Auto Glass, 785-438-8808.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. Laney and I decided we want to talk Wildcat basketball, so we brought in a Wildcat basketball expert.
Absolutely. Let's all welcome Ryan Gilbert back to K-Nation. Ryan, we missed you.
I missed you guys too. I don't think I've seen either of you guys since the end of basketball season, have I?
Yeah, we were missing you.
Yeah.
I missed you too.
Thank you for coming in today. I want to talk about the new Big 12. We keep talking about it for football and how it impacts that schedule, but I'm curious how you guys think it's going to impact the men's basketball schedule, because basketball is a sport where you're seeing new teams all the time, but it is just going to make a tough conference much tougher.
Sure, and all 4 of the new additions are solid programs, but Houston especially is one that really sticks out with just the recent success that program's had. So yeah, Big 12 is loading back up for sure.
We had some K-State fans, I think similar to last year, freaking out a little bit as we maybe got impatient with the transfer portal. I'm curious your thoughts on this K-State roster. They added a couple key pieces. They got a lot of returners that hopefully will take that next step, but they did lose Marquise and Keontae, which are big guys to lose.
Well, you go back to last offseason, and Jerome Tang took his time with the transfer portal, rebuilding that roster, only keeping 2 players from Bruce Weber's staff. And if there was anything we learned from that, it was that, hey, we need to give Jerome Tang our trust, right? Because it took a while for Keontae Johnson to commit. Bebe, Desi Sills were all kind of late guys to come in. So it took a while, but now that Kaluma's, committed, and same thing with Tyler Perry, I think the future is very bright. And if there's one thing that Jerome Tang earned, it's our trusted patience after year 1.
As of right now, as the roster stands, we know they're probably going to fill those other 2 scholarship spots. Where they're at now, where do you see that comparing to last year?
I think it's probably a little bit more of the same. I'd say you don't have that Keontae Johnson, Marquise Noel level superstar, guy on your team, but Noel's going to be kind of replaced by Perry, and same thing with Keontae Johnson's going to be replaced by Arthur Kaluma. So 2 really solid additions. I don't know if they're the superstar caliber guys like those 2 are, but you know, there's still 2 open scholarship spots to fill. Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
Obviously, Jerome Tang proved himself in that year, and it's only helping recruiting right now. And now he just had 2 guys sign NBA contracts, so that could probably only also help recruiting more. Yeah. How many notches up do we think that that's going to help this program just by those 2 guys?
A lot. You know, winning just helps in general. And like Glenn me and you were down there for David Castillo, a 5-star, his commitment down there in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And it kind of just sounds like he saw enough up in Madison Square Garden. He wasn't there, but just kind of watching that team from afar, he's like, man, what else do I need to see? You know, so winning on the court can really just get guys to come, and a winning culture just, you know, it grows every year, right? And you saw 3 4-star signees this incoming class, and so it just keeps getting better and better.
When we look ahead to next year, we talked about Arthur coming in, we talked about Tyler. Those are the 2 transfer portal additions. Who from last year's roster needs to, or do you think will take a big step to go from being kind of a role player to being one of the go-to guys?
To being a role player to being a star would be Cam Carter. You know, he was more of a role player, maybe a glue guy, an anchor on the roster, so to speak. But a guy that really does need to take a step forward, who did have a really good season, is Naquan Tomlin. Right? If he wants to get to the NBA, make those jumps, he's going to have to really kind of fine-tune his game. He's got kind of the pieces there. It's just got to come together. But really, Cam Carter's the guy that's you're probably going to see a really big jump from, with the stars like Johnson and Noel gone.
I am really excited to see Naquan this year getting NBA feedback and bringing that back to the team. Yeah. He's going to be a really big leader.
And they're also going to add Jarrell Colbert, who was a redshirt last year, and he's going to come in. And I think he'll get some solid minutes this year, too.
Absolutely. All right, Ryan, well, thank you so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it, and we're glad that you appreciate it just as much because we missed you.
You're welcome.
I missed you guys, too. Thank you. I'll be back here
in the K-Nation studios.
Sweet. Well, you guys stick around. There's more K-Nation coming after the break.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka, or online at jeffersons.com.
Properties that are for sale by owner are typically on the market longer, sell for significantly less, and leave a seller open to potential legal problems than those properties sold with the assistance of a realtor. A home may be the largest and most complicated transaction you'll ever make. Trust a realtor with the ethics, expertise, and education to act in your best interest and guide you through the process. Find homes for sale in Northeast Kansas and a Sunflower Association realtor member that's right for you at sunflowerrealtors.com.
Growing the market for Kansas-made E15 is a win-win for Kansans. What's E15? It's fuel with 15% ethanol compared to the usual 10% in regular unleaded. E15 is more affordable, has better performance, and runs cleaner than regular unleaded, meaning Kansas drivers can go further for less. From helping Kansas farm families by stabilizing grain prices, helping Kansas become more energy independent, and adding more than 4,000 jobs in Kansas, more of our money stays right here at home because of ethanol. Visit fueledbykansas.com to find a station near you.
Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac home standby generator, installed by Shockwave Electric certified experts. Call Shockwave Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical services.
Mental health is about emotional health and brain health.
Healthy children and families, and a healthy Kansas.
Go to acmhck.org to find your local community mental health center.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka, or online at jeffersons.com.
All right, Lenny, I think we have to do this one. Our director, Daria, and our producer, Landon, insisted that we show you what we would look like if we were in Grady Dick's NBA draft.
It was supposed to be a surprise, but Glenn and I are just good anchors, and we read our script ahead of time.
Why did they use that?
I want to know, what photo is that? Why am I smiling like that?
The one of me, I think, is from high school when I had a mullet.
Is this from high school? I don't know. I look really good, though.
There you go.
Yeah. I can't stop laughing. Sorry.
These are rather ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to say Grady looked good, but I can say confidently he looked a whole lot better than we would have looked.
My neck looks really long. Okay, so I do have a pretty long neck, and so does Grady. So I guess I do. That could be proportional there.
If we're power ranking how we look in the red bedazzled outfit, it will be Grady, Laney, then Glenn.
Your mullet, then us.
Have a good night.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Just the community of Kansas has done so much for me and my family. You know, I've been here, went to the University of Kansas, and just everything that I do, I like to just represent my community.
We never gave up and just fulfill our dreams and just really just put in the work is definitely a blessing.